Presenting
Old
Old
Fashioned
Fashioned
on
on
Purpose, a
Purpose by
photo
Hannah
series by
Claxton,
Hannah
a
Claxton
photo
presenting the
series
work
for
of Diane
Humanities
Arbus.
1315 at Tarrant County College, inspired by the work of Diane Arbus. Diane Arbus was a photographer in the 1960s whose specialty was photographing those who she found to be living on the outskirts of society. She chose to focus on populations such as those who performed in the circus, were mentally ill, or were transgender. All of her work was done in black and white with a style that makes her human subjects seem very objectified in a nearly grotesque way with how up close and personal you were being to them. Stylistically, Arbus's portraits break many of the rules of photography, both of that time and of today. They are taken from dead on of the subjects, with the focus being on the center mass, rather than being at angles that flatter the subjects. This series focused on mimicking her style through shooting of the subject straight at center mass, rather than from a flattering high or low angle. Her subjects were ostracized by society, which is different from this series, because in this series, the subjects are choosing to ostracize themselves from society. In particular, these pieces by Arbus inspired this project. Veteran with a Flag, New York City, 1971. I remember growing up, my grandpa telling me stories of what it was like being a Vietnam veteran around this time, living in Columbus, Ohio. He tells a story in particular of being so ostracized that as he was driving to work on the base with his military license plate, his car was egged and rocks were thrown at it. Secondly, there is A Family One Evening in a Nudist Camp, Pennsylvania, 1965. This family is doing perfectly normal things, just going on a family picnic. However, what makes it different is the fact that this family is choosing to be nudists and are wearing no clothing in the image. These two particular images have a great deal of impact on the style displayed in the photographs that I chose to take, both from the facial expressions, the normalcy of the activities, as well as the soldier who does not appear to know that Arbus is taking his photo and rather is just looking at it in general. The people focused on in this series are choosing to practice a different kind of lifestyle, one they base off of the Bible. A quote from Rebecca Duncan, whose son shows up in this photo series, says, "Part of it just makes sense as a Christian family, to return to the roots and recognize the wisdom. The convenient conventional isn't always better for us." The first image is Our Own Growth. Tegan, Macy, and Dylan tend to their family gardens as part of their daily chores. This photo reflects Arbus's work stylistically in the way that the photo is taken from dead-on center mass rather than focusing on their facial expressions, where the plants and their face display more emotion than seen in the rest of the photo. Secondly, there is responsibilities. One of Dylan's daily chores is to unload the dryer and fold the family's clothes. In this photo, he's completely unstaged, and while making a silly face, it was the face he was making. He was not encouraged or posed in any way, and the photo is taken from dead-on center mass with no attention paid to the background or anything other than the fact that the picture is just there, existing in the time that it was in. Thirdly, there is Gentle Baby. Owen was using and showing off his favorite essential oil. Due to the controversy of the fact that he is using essential oils on himself, the photo is taken. Owen is not looking at the camera. The camera is shooting dead on at his body, and the shadows in the background are left the way that they are. This photo in particular reflects another one of Diane Arbus's styles. Seen in her photo, a boy in Central Park with a hand grenade. This photo, as well as the next one, reflects the images of childhood with a child not knowing that the way that they are living their childhood is controversial. Next, there is School. Also based off of that image, you can see Diane Arbus's style in the fact that the child is not the main focus of the image, but the book is. Nextly, there is a stack of books displayed prominently in the home. This next image is based off of Diane Arbus's The Twins. It displays the same kind of similar yet different in the two halves of the photo, which appear to be symmetrical until the details are looked at on a deeper look. Medicine Cabinet is the next one, which is a listing of a row of essential oils. Then there is traditional, which is showing daily components of the diet, including raw milk, homemade sauerkraut, homemade kombucha, and eggs from backyard chickens. Lastly, there is homeopathy. This photo very clearly mimics Diane Arbus's style in the grotesque, emotionless, blank image on the child's face, the deeply personal, up-close image that's being shown, and the child not really being aware of the fact that he is being filmed. In today's society, many of the people that Arbus photographed would no longer be considered controversial. Langford, in his journal, describes controversial art as a subject open to interpretation. I chose this subject because many of the things practiced here would not have been controversial 100 years ago and are considered to be controversial today, which further shows the fact that it is a subject open to interpretation. Lastly, my citations are listed. Thank you.